Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So guys, we're going to talk about my favorite subject. Everyone is you pushed out. So yeah, this video is going to contain a lot of tips and tricks of how you can manifest anyone and anything in your reality. Everyone is you pushed out. We're going to talk about what it is, how it works, and how it works with manifesting and how you can use it to get rid of third parties, manifest good health, manifest, just lots of different things. So before we get started, guys, we do have a manifestation journal and a mental diet journal available on Amazon. I don't have them with me because I'm actually not at home. Andrew's basically in a 4-day, he's a lawyer, as most of you guys know, so he's at court and we're out of town, so I came with him. So I'm doing a video. I'm working while I'm here. So yes, you can definitely check out the link in the description. We're getting a lot of great success stories emailed in with the manifestation journal and mental diet journal. And you can always do it on paper. There are things that I've talked about on the channel, like the little list and manifesting daily things, and also, dumping out your story by writing all of the complaints of your current reality and changing them into intentions. So yeah, and guys, I have to course out Create the Relationship You Love, as well as affirmations to get rid of the third party. Links in the description. Of course, you guys know we do have a free course, and the course is How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. It's basically a course on how to do a mental diet and how to build a really good mental diet for whatever you are trying to manifest. Because honestly, I really do think that a mental diet, and it's really from Neville as well, mental diet is key. What we're thinking today is what's going to show up in our future in an hour from now, a minute from now, a day from now, a week from now. So it all has to do with our thoughts and where our focus is and our dominant thoughts that we're holding. So yeah, let's dive into this. Everyone is you pushed out. So everyone is you pushed out isn't a technique. It's actually how the law of assumption works. Okay. So it's from Neville's book. You can read it. He's got a great chapter on it. It's called Thought Transmission. So it's chapter 5, and the Neville book is called Prayer, the Art of Believing. And chapter 5 in that book, he talks about thought transmission. So what thought transmission is when basically you're a broadcasting tower, okay? And your thoughts are constantly being broadcasted out to everybody in your reality, okay? They're constantly being broadcast out to everyone and everything in your reality, okay? Because this is your quantum bubble, and everything, I like to look at it that, no one's real. Now, you can put whatever thought you want to this, but the basis is that your thoughts are being projected out to everyone, everything. Your hair straightener, if you think it's going to break, it's going to break. If you think it's going to work perfectly, it's going to work perfectly. Like, for instance, I've got a really old hair straightener and it works beautifully because I intend that thing's going to work forever. It's going to work perfectly forever. So, that is the basis of it. So thoughts can never come into your reality. Okay. Nobody can ever create or intend in your reality. You're the only one. You're the operant power of your reality. And this is your quantum bubble. I like to look at it that no one else is real but me. That helps me to, forgive people, that things I've create people to do in my reality that I may not like, but you don't necessarily have to look at it that way. But the important thing is that you look at it like, that it's your thoughts, your assumptions, your beliefs that are creating everything around you. And, not to blame yourself or take it personally, but take responsibility for it, right? So if there's two people, say, in your reality, like two people going after the same person, whose reality wins? Always yours, or whoever you think their intentions are going to win. Okay. Because nobody can create in your reality unless you think they can create in your reality. But if you think that someone can create in your reality, then you're giving away your power, right? Because it's you. Okay. So like, for instance, let's say I'm going to actually this happened once. I was going to a restaurant with somebody and they said, oh, it's going to be such a lineup and it's going to be a total wait. And I agreed with it. And sure enough, we got there and it was a total wait. Now, did that person create in my reality? Well, no, I allowed them to because I agreed with their statement and I took it and believed it as true. And so I, in turn, ended up creating it. So it's always important to watch what your thoughts and your beliefs are. So like, for instance, right, it's your health, so you want perfect health. Remember, your body is you pushed out. Your body is going to do what your mind, what your assumptions are, right? So I remember a friend of mine, she basically was wanting to lose weight. And, she tried absolutely everything. And then one day somebody told her, oh, apple cider vinegar, take a teaspoon of that every morning and the weight's going to fall off. And she believed this and she started doing it and the weight just fell off. Okay. So that, because she believed that worked, right? Same thing with like antibiotics. We believe they work, or at least I do. And sure, you know what? Totally gets rid of an infection, but it's a placebo effect because it's my belief in that pill that's what's working, right? Same thing with like Tylenol. I was speaking with a pharmaceutical rep years ago, and she says, well, we don't even know how Tylenol works. We just know that it works. And it's like, oh, okay. So basically, I mean, I don't know about you, but the minute I take a Tylenol and I swallow it, and about 5 minutes later, my headache's gone because I believe it works and it's going to get rid of my headache, right? So to be in perfect health, you want to start assuming that your body's in perfect health. You want to start assuming, that everything that you eat, makes your body feel good, energizes you. I know a lot of people that are skinny and they have the worst junk food diets, but they have the belief that they can eat whatever they want and they're going to remain skinny and healthy. So you want to start changing your assumptions about things like, for instance, a third party, right? If you want to get rid of a third party, and remember, your assumptions create, because everyone is you pushed out and they're going to reflect back your assumptions and your beliefs. Okay. So if you want to get rid of a third party, what you want to look at is looking at the situation. Okay. So what does your SP think? Right? You want to change the story that they want to be with you, that you're the only one they want to be with, that they're loyal, and that they're like a one person, they only want one person in a relationship. They want to be happy. They're going to be with you, and that's what they want. And then also you want to create something for the third party. This is why I say, don't ignore the third party. Like, don't obsess over it and worry about them, but you've got to create some sort of assumption about them, because you've already got an assumption about them to begin with to be in the picture. Okay. So it might be an assumption that, like whatever it is, like you've obviously got some sort of opinion or assumption about them if they're in your reality, right? So you want to take a look at what that assumption is. And I mean, I would change it to something like, you know what? They moved on, they found someone that they're happy with, right? So my SP dumped them and they've moved on and they think that we're a great match, that we're a great team. And then you want to look at the story about yourself, because you're also you pushed out, right? So, you want to look at your self-concept, like, who are you? Are you always the, is your story that you're never lucky in love? Well, then that's going to get pushed out. So you want to change that. You know what? I'm always successful in my relationships. I always get the person that I want. I always get what I want. Everything always works out for me, because remember, your beliefs and thoughts about yourself and relationships, they're going to get pushed out as well. And they're going to play out in your reality one way or another. So you know what? I'm always loved. I always get treated with respect. In fact, I'm treated like a VIP. I love that one, right? So, when it comes to getting rid of a third party, right, take a look at, your story about your specific person, your assumptions about that third party, right? And change the assumptions that paints them out of the picture. And that's as far as you want to think about them. Okay. So every time you think about them, you just want to go, no, you know what? They're gone. Like they've moved on. They found someone else. They're happy. They don't want to be with my SP, and my SP wants to be with me. Right. Because that's ultimately what your end goal is. Right. So you also want to make sure that you think from the end. Okay. So from the end would be, basically thinking, what would my thoughts be if I had what I wanted now? Okay. So let's look at it this way. Okay. So let's say that let's say I'm manifesting Andrew, right? And we're not quite together yet. And one of my thoughts is like, well, I'm a great girlfriend. He doesn't know what he's missing. Okay. Well, right there, that thought is not from the end of being in a relationship with Andrew, because if I was in a relationship with Andrew, I wouldn't be saying, well, he doesn't know what he's missing, because that wouldn't be my thought, because I'm with him. So my thought would be, he knows exactly how amazing I am. And he knows that I am everything in this world, and that I have a great girlfriend and I'm wife material, right? So you want to think from the end of what you already have, because remember, everyone is you pushed out, your thoughts are pushed out. Okay. So you want to go and have all of your thoughts dwell in the space that they would be if you already had what you had. Okay, so like for instance, with the third party, because everyone's you pushed out and we're going to live from the end. Okay, so if in the end, in the end, you and your SP are going to be together, what are your thoughts going to be? What are your thoughts about that third party going to be? Their thoughts about that third party, if you were to tell me, you would be like, well, Amanda, you know what? They split up because they didn't get along and my SP wanted to be with me and that other person found somebody new and they moved on and they're perfectly happy now in their new little life. That would be your story. So that has to be your story now. And if that's your story now, it's going to push out to everybody in your reality and they're going to start thinking it. And that's what's going to start manifesting and showing up in your reality. Okay. So yeah, I've seemed to have added a little bit of living from the end in this video. I think living from the end is so very important, to make sure that all of your thoughts are from the end. Okay. So, take a moment right now, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're working on. Okay. Now, go to the end and say to yourself, right, what would my thoughts be if I had what I wanted right now? And what thoughts am I having that are not in line with that? Okay. So if it's like, for instance, your hair straightener working forever and you're straightening your hair and you're thinking, oh, this thing isn't getting as hot anymore. Okay. That's not living from the end of your hair straightener working forever. Your thoughts would be like, wow, this hair straightener is still working great after all these years. In fact, I think it's working better. Right. Or like, for instance, your health. If you, were living from the end of having perfect health, you wouldn't be thinking, oh, what's that new pain? What could it be? And Googling it. You would be like, no, my body's in perfect health. I always feel good. Same thing with a relationship. If you were thinking from the end of having a relationship, your thought wouldn't be like, well, they don't know what they're missing, or, they're ghosting me, because that's not those thoughts you wouldn't have if you already had what you wanted. Okay. So yeah, it does take a little bit of analyzing your thoughts and really getting, just analyzing your thoughts and asking yourself when you have a thought, is that in line with what, I want to create? Is that in line with my end goal? Is that a thought that I would have if I already had what I wanted? Right. I mean, we can do an example about money, like living from the end of having a lot of money and abundance of money. Would you be worried about a bill? Would you have anxiety over spending money? Absolutely not. So those are the thoughts that we need to start nipping right when we have them and changing them into the positive. Now, one thing I'd like to add is a mental diet isn't about obsessing all day and like constantly affirming. No, it's about living your life and being confident that you're the creator of your life, right? And having that confidence and that faith in yourself. And just as you go throughout the day, listen to your inner conversations and, take a moment and go, was that a conversation that I want to entertain? Is that what I want to create tomorrow? And if the answer is no, just simply changing it and then moving on. So like in a day, you may affirm about money, you may affirm about your specific person, you may affirm about your health, you may affirm about your car, you may affirm about your job, you may affirm about many, many different things, right? So whenever you think of whatever you're thinking of in the moment, right, just take some time and just analyze what you're thinking. Is it from the end of you having it, or is it from the end of you not having it? And in that moment, if it's from the end of you not having it, just switch it. Just take that time to switch it right then and there. And then, if you start thinking about something else, all good, no problem, right? So it's just whenever it comes up in your reality. Now, if, for instance, you're working all day and you never think about it, okay, you're going to need to take some time to think about it, because if you don't think about something, it'll stay the way it was since you last thought about it, right? So, if you're just really busy and you never think of your specific person because you're working all day, then nothing's going to change. You have to put some energy towards it to move it. So, if you're the type that you're just like, oh, I haven't thought about him in weeks, I just got so distracted. Okay, well, then you're going to have to put some energy to it. But if you're one of those people like me that can never get your mind off your specific person, well, then, just make sure that when you are thinking about them, that you are, analyzing your thoughts and making sure that the thoughts that you're having in this moment about your relationship is in fact investing in your future, and investing in the reality that you want, rather than, fretting and worrying and having anxiety about the current reality or the reality that you don't want, right? So guys, I believe in each and every single one of you guys. I intend that this video has absolutely helped you. And I think you guys are all absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for being here. And yeah, And all the great success stories you guys send in the comments. I'm just so incredibly proud and happy that, you know, every day that I get to wake up and be a part, you know, of a team that helps you guys change your lives and get what you want. And that's just so fulfilling and absolutely amazing. So guys, keep up the amazing work of creating the realities that you guys absolutely love. And it's just so great to be part of your journeys. So yes, anyways, guys, until the next video, have a good day. Bye-bye.